Bridget Bartlett here. I am the local business marketing, training, and support specialist with Builderall. And today we're going to continue our series on creating a digital business card. And we talked all about, the purposes and how you can use it. So if you missed the video yesterday, go back and check it out, and you can see kind of like what we're doing here. But I also shared the template, and then I was thinking after the training, really you guys need to have templates for the contact form, the magic form, and then the email marketing form. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And don't worry, as always, I'm going to give you those templates too. But let's go ahead and dive into my computer and let's talk about the differences and how you can set those up. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay. So this is the template that I created for you guys yesterday. Hey, Dwayne. So what we're going to do today is I want to show you the differences. Here I've created a template for a contact form, a template for email marketing, and a template for the magic form. Hey, Keck. So what we're going to talk about today is the contact form, or what we're going to talk about first, rather. And there are several options when using a contact form. So let me go ahead and click Set Fields here. And when you're using a contact form, think about basically if you want to receive an email with the information, okay? You can still add this to a list, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But you need to make sure that the fields are exactly the same. So it does get a little complicated. What I would say is if you want to use a contact form, just email it to the client, okay? You can still, like I said, add the info to a list. But in the purpose that we talked about yesterday, hey, Rose, hey, Steve. And the purpose we talked about yesterday, we just want to send this information in the form to our client. Okay, so as a web agency, our client does not have Builderall. They don't really want Builderall, but maybe we want to either host this for them, or we want to have a team of networkers out, sharing this field, and then we can send them the information when someone enters their info into the form. We can send an email to them with all of the information and then direct them to our thank you page, right? Which is our sales page. So we literally have a team of networkers selling for us, okay? So if you want to set this up to send them the information, all you need to do is just add their email into this field here. You can also create a subject line so that they know when they receive an email that this is where it came from. Okay, so in the example yesterday, I just created a subject line that says, hey, I met you at an event. And that way, when the person opening the emails sees that subject line, they know that the information in that email came from an event. Okay, you could even customize it per event if you wanted to. I mean, you could get so many options. It's really limitless. Now, where it says redirect the URL after submit, that's where we want to put our thank you page. So if we are, saying, if this is for our team of networkers and we want to send them to a thank you page that promotes Builderall, like this one here. Promotes Builderall, and let me pause this because it autoplays, and then we want to give them a template for their own digital business card. I set this up here. Okay, so this is actually already set up with the template for the contact form. All right, so what we would just need to do then is copy this URL, and then we would just want to paste it in the redirect here. All right, so I wish I could tell you the answer to this. I'm not totally positive if you can redirect. I'm trying to think about this. If you can redirect and add it to a list. I'm not sure. But in this situation, you don't really need to add it to a list. Okay, so Lindsay, who is my client, and she is going to networking events, she wants that information. She's putting it in her own CRM. So I'm actually not storing any information for her. And I certainly don't want her to think I'm not storing info, and then really I am, and then now we have this lack of integrity in our relationship, and so that's not good, right? So I would just recommend, even though it's possible, I would just recommend if you're setting this up for a client, definitely just keep it where you're just redirecting to a sales page, because that is powerful enough, okay? When you redirect, you want to send, you can send a message saying, hey, we'll be in contact with you shortly, but just word to the wise, if this message is here, it's not going to redirect to the page. It's just going to show up with the message, and then it's not going to redirect. So I would definitely delete that. Now this form here is this is in case they have missed a required field in the form. So if you are requiring a phone number and they don't enter that, then this message will pop up here and you can customize that. I just said, oops, looks like you forgot some info, just to tell them, hey, go back and check that. Okay, so in the fields section here, you can add lots of, there's so many options, radio boxes and check boxes and text areas. There's so much training on the things that you can do with contact forms, and you can send all of this information to your networker or the person who is, showing this website to people. Okay. And then here in the action, this is where you would put the subscribe link to your list if you're adding this to the list. You can also create a magic funnel, which we're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes. Okay. But for this purpose right now, we're just going to keep this as is, and this is going to go to, after it's completed and the info is entered, it's going to go to our thank you page, which is our template page. Okay, so I'm just going to save that. That's what we're going to do with the contact form. And then now let's actually dip into Mailing Boss and let's create a list for these funnels here. So let's go into Mailing Boss. And we're going to go to workflow. And let's name our workflow. We'll just call it digital business card. And let's save. And then let's go ahead and drag our little list box over here. And let's click here. And you see we can either choose a list that we already have created or create a new one. So let's call this digital business card. Yes, Keck, I said dipping in. Don't steal that from me now. I don't want to see every video you do that says dipping in. Okay, let's just paste this on the description, and we can choose a single or a double opt-in. Double opt-in is always better, but I'm going to choose single in this purpose because we do not have an email confirmation page. Okay, so the only reason I'm choosing this is for that reason. All right, so let's click create. And then we can actually update our list here. And I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I do want to tell you a couple options in this circumstance that you could use. Okay, so one thing people like to know is when there has been a new person added to a list. So if you did want to be notified, you could enter your information here. Just say yes and then enter your email address. If you want to update the company information and you want it different than what is in your profile up here, then you could customize the company information per email list. So if you're hosting or creating info for a client, then this is a great option to have. Okay, but the most important thing that we need right now is the fields. All right, so if you're using, let's go back here. If you wanted to use a contact form, remember you need to have a first name field, a last name, your name, and phone number. All right, but again, it's like that contact form is great if you're sending an email to someone, but really if you're wanting to collect the information, it's better to have an email marketing form. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to add a text field here because we want the first name. So let's say first name, we'll leave a tag of F name. We're going to say required. We want it visible and we want it to be the first field. Okay, so the next field that we want is going to be last name. So let's type in last name, and then let's make L name our tag, And let's say required, yes, and we'll make it visible. Let's make this the second field. And let's add a phone number. Now, remember this though. If you add a phone number, to be able to send SMS messages in Builderall or use that feature, you need to have the country code, okay? So that is going to be the prefix. So what I like to do is actually, I'm going to add that field here, and you see it already has phone number, and then the tag, we're going to make it required, and let's make that the third field. Actually, let's make that the fourth because it'll be after the email. And then let's actually choose the phone prefix dropdown. You see it already has the label and then the tag. We'll make it required and we will make it the fifth field. Okay, so let's go down to email. I think email was the third field. All right, so let's save changes. If you do not want to capture the phone number for the purpose of sending text messages, you do not need that field, the prefix dropdown, to be in your CRM, okay? And we're going to talk more about that. But that is not required unless you plan on sending those text messages. And I really think that when you start collecting information, if you even think that there's a possibility of sending SMS messages to the people on your list, just go ahead and collect that info, okay? It'll just make your life so much easier, just like the CRM. If you don't think you're ever going to use it, then use it anyway and start collecting that data, and then you just never know. I mean, chances are you're going to need it, okay? So now we've created all of these fields in our digital business card list, okay? Let's go back to our workflow. And let's just save this. I don't honestly think you even have to do that. But now let's go back to our digital business cards. Let's go to the email marketing form. So let's save and exit. And we are going to update this. Keck says it's too late. It's all right, Keck, because, what do they say about when you copy someone, it's really flattery. So I will take that as flattery. All right, so now to connect this form to our email marketing list that we just created, we need to go to Set List. And then we need to select the list we created, Digital Business Card, and save. And now you see our list got a lot bigger, okay? So now we have all of this information that we're going to be collecting in our form. Now I want to show you how super cool this is. Let me go ahead and save. And that's fine. And by the way, when you guys get this template, I'm going to send you this updated version. It should already be connected to this list with all these fields selected. Okay, so now let's go to the magic form. Okay, so we're going to save and exit. And the magic form is what we're going to use so that when they enter their information, not only are we collecting the information, but they are creating a Builderall account. Okay, so let's click here and you can go to Set Fields. And then if you go to Action, you see it says click here to open the Funnel Club with the link generator. So let's click here. And actually, you know what? This is new, and I am going to go back to my old way of doing it because I don't really know that section. All right, so let's go to the link generator here, and you'll see it says Magic Funnel. This is in the affiliate section, okay? You can go to Builderall Premium Funnels, which everyone should have if they're an affiliate, and then you can choose Magic Funnel. All right, so when you are building your magic funnel, yes, Keck says imitation is the highest form of flattery. That's exactly right. I'm glad that you realize that. Okay, so if you check this box here, this is going to add your user ID, which, duh, you want to have, right? Because if you're an affiliate for Builderall and you're creating a magic funnel, you definitely want credit for that so you can get commission. If you don't know, Builderall pays 100% commission and then 30% reoccurring commission, okay? So if you want to have access to their Cheetah Builder when they sign up under your team, you can check this box here. But as Shelly always says, you know, with great knowledge comes great power, and that is too much responsibility for me, so I do not like to check this. But if you are someone who's going to build, you know, websites for them and you're telling them about Builderall, so maybe they're going to host it, but you're going to build it, maybe you want that type of setup. So this is the beautiful thing that I always talk about with Builderall, is that all of the options we have. So no matter how your business, you want to structure it for yourself, it's great that we have all of these different options to choose from. So I'm going to leave this unchecked, and then it says after, like, redirect after register. So where do we want to send them? First of all, if you go ahead and paste a URL here, you're going to be creating a free plan for them, okay? But if you want to choose a plan, you can click choose a plan, and then you can choose the builder special, you can choose the digital marketer certification plans that we have, the premium plan trial, which is 14 days with a credit card, the Builderall premium plan, which is the $69.90 as of this video, and then you have the funnel club, which is $199 the first month, including the premium plan. So really it's $130 plus the $69.90 for the premium plan tools for the first month. So that's how that works out. And then you can also choose the Builderall premium $1 plan. Okay, this does not include the funnel club, but it is basically all of the premium plan for $1 for 30 days. So let's actually choose that plan. Now we can choose our Mailing Boss list. So what list inside Mailing Boss do we want our Builderall leads coming through this magic funnel to go to? So we're going to choose the digital business card list we just created. Now, after they have paid the dollar, where do we want that? Where do we want to send them? Okay, so if I'm setting this up, where I want to send them is to this group page. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, bring this up. I'm going to copy this URL. And so when they have gone to my digital business card, they've created their account, they've paid their dollar, they're going to come here where they're going to be able to log into their account. They're going to be, you know, give access to the knowledge base, the chat bot, and all of these other things here. Okay, so we want to introduce Builderall to them using, let me get back to that form. Using the magic funnel and directing them to that thank you page. So let's go ahead and paste that link here, and then we're going to click get link. Now this long link right here is going to be your magic link. All right, so you can click these pages here to copy. And let's go back to our funnel, and we're just going to paste that link here and save. So if you click save now, then this is literally all that you have to do, okay, to get this all. So if someone signs into this magic funnel, into this digital business card here, they're going to go to the checkout page where it's going to ask them to pay $1 to create a Builderall account. And then after they pay the $1, they're going to go to our page here, okay? So one thing to keep in mind, that when you do send them to a thank you page, you need to always give them access to their Builderall account right away, okay? Because they have to choose what country they're from and then actually complete the setup process, all right? Otherwise, they won't really have an account. So that's a really, really important part. So now I've talked about how you can create a list and how you can start sending all of your leads there, how you can use this as a magic funnel, an email marketing form, and a contact form. But there's one more thing I want to tell you, and that is about the CRM, okay? So let's go to site settings. And you see this little switch here, okay? It says to enable the CRM. All you have to do is just toggle that switch until it's green. And let's go ahead and save. And then we're going to republish, because anytime you do anything with global settings, you always want to republish. Let me close out some of these things here. Okay, so let me actually, I'm going to use this magic form. Let me go to this website here. Now let's actually test this out. So I'm going to call myself test, and we're going to say test@gmail.com. Actually, let me put some numbers here just to make sure that no one else has this. And then let's go ahead and create a password. Actually, I always forget this, and this is an important part. When you're testing and you're already logged into Builderall, make sure you use an incognito window. Otherwise, it's going to change your login access. Okay, so let's go test, and then test. We'll just put some letters here @gmail.com, and let's create a password and contact me. So now it's preparing the checkout. So there is our $1 checkout. Okay. So after we pay the dollar, then we will be able to access that page. Now in the CRM, let's actually go to this, and you see there's my lead. Okay. So it all worked fine. So let's go to the CRM now. And you see, let's look for, there's our business card website here. And you see there is the lead in our CRM. If you click here, you'll see that it will transfer the name. Since we only had first name, it's only going to put the first name. It'll add your phone number, and it will also add the country code if you have missed that. But this is really great, you guys, because if this is someone who's networking, they can just set this up with an email marketing form, and then it goes, all of this information goes in here. And I actually, with you guys, I want to test out the email marketing form as well, as long as I have my redirects set up here. So let's go here to set fields. Oops, that's the contact form. I wanted email marketing form. Actually, I need the live version. So let me go back here, save and exit. Oops. I keep forgetting why I went in there in the first place. I need to make sure here, set list, or this one here, edit element. No, here we go. So you guys, I am in here all day long. So when you guys can't find something, I'm so sympathetic, because I can be in here all day long and still have to click around. All right. So here is an important part, and I get this question a lot. Okay. So if you guys are new to email marketing, pay close attention, because if you are not getting the correct if your emails, once it's entered, is not going to the correct place, 97% of the time, it's because these are not connected correctly. Okay. So for this situation, I'm going to go ahead and add our thank you page. Let me do, it's an email marketing form. I'm going to add this here. We'll just add this as our thank you page.
Congratulations.
Out of that. So no matter what happens, I'm just going to add this URL here. Okay. So we're going to add this as the pending subscribe page, which would really be the email confirmation page if we had one. This would be the first page they get sent to if they confirmed their email. Okay. But we're just going to use the same form for everything. All right. And then this would be the page that they go to when they unsubscribe. All right, so I'm just, for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to keep them all the same page so that we can actually test this out and see what it looks like in the CRM. So I'm going to close here, and let me X out of this, because we need to get our live version of that. Let me go back into the Cheetah Builder since I escaped. And we'll go to edit again. And I chose the wrong one. Let's go. I think it's this one. Okay, nope, it's not. Let me go. Let me sort here. You know, if you guys sort, if you click here to sort, you can actually choose A to Z, Z to A, or creation ascending, descending, or addition. So now that made it really easy for me to find what I was just working on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click Edit Site, and then let's get the live link of this website here. So now I need to open in a incognito window, and I'm going to paste. And let me go ahead and enter this information. So we're going to say last name test, and we'll create an email address. So we'll say test and all of these. Let's add a phone number. Say 317-617-3333, and let's choose our country code. Let's go down to the United States because that's where I live, and we'll click Contact Me. And you see we go immediately to our thank you page, okay? So if you go into the CRM now, let me go ahead and refresh just to make sure. And you choose the website that we were working on. Now you see that we have our new lead in our CRM. All right. So now you can imagine if you are, hey, Nick, if you are a marketer and you're at a networking event, or your client is, and they are able to scan the QR code, which we'll talk about tomorrow, and then the person can open up their website or digital business card on their phone and then enter this information from their own phone, which is great for coronavirus, and then it automatically goes into their CRM. How amazing is that? Because like I was telling you yesterday, my sister who does this, she said, they're all walking around with notebooks and pencils, and then we all have to go home and then enter this information manually into our CRM. So think about the time that takes. That's a lot of time, okay? So you see that it entered the phone number this time, first and last name, and you guys can actually choose tags. And I mean, if you look on, let's go to Origins and Steps. And you see here is our website. You see that each of the pages has a step, okay? You can actually click here and add tags. So if you wanted to add a tag and say that this was from the email marketing form, and that could be your tag, you could just update. Then you could send, if you had all of these forms going out and you wanted to see, you know, maybe you want to send an email to just the people who went through the email marketing form, or just the people who went through the contact form, and you wanted to divide that, you could have them going to the same list that we just created and then just create tags. Okay, so that is like, I don't want to overwhelm you, okay? I really don't want to overwhelm you, but the sky is the limit. I'm telling you, the sky is the limit, okay? So when you're looking at your leads here, after you've gotten a bunch of these in here, you can see these points on the side. These points will actually tell you who has been the most active on your website. Now, if you have a sales funnel or a website that has, 20 pages in it, you know the people that have the most points are the ones who are really considered like a hot lead, okay? And there's so many things that we can edit in this, and maybe on Thursday we'll dive a little bit deeper into the CRM, but I wanted you guys to get today just a real good overview of the differences that you can use the contact form, the email marketing form, and the magic funnel in just this one example. So just this one digital business card that really can change multiple lives, okay? Whether you're talking about just the ease of your client being able to use this card, or just affiliate marketing and using the networkers as your team of salespeople, or just getting leads for your own business by having your own digital business card. Lots of opportunities. You guys have any questions for me? Keck says, great business idea, selling the service to vendors at trade shows. That's a great idea. That's really a great idea because they're all networking. And let me actually go back to my webcam here. One of the problems, this is what I was saying yesterday, when people pass out business cards, that's what we all used to do before the internet. We passed out business cards. But you hand someone a business card, that's that's like marketing 101, like big mistake you don't do, because you're handing them a business card. You're not getting their contact information, and getting the information that's where the value is. Because if I want someone to hire me as their agency, I don't want to just give them my business card and then walk away. What are the chances I'm ever going to hear from them? Probably slim, unless I've made like a really big impact. But I want to follow up with them. That's the marketing. That's what we do. We get their information, whether it's in person or it's a sales funnel or you're running ads. It's all the same process. We get the information and then we use that information to follow up with them and build the know, like, and trust factor, right? We want to tell them about our business. We want to tell them how we can help them. We want to provide value. Okay. So that's why we get the information. We don't just give them information. Okay. So I hope this has helped you out some today. And don't worry, tomorrow I'm going to show you all about QR codes. I have some training in the group, but I want to show you, I actually created a QR code and then I put it on like a design where it fits perfectly to the phone. We're going to talk all about that, because what you can do is put this on your phone and then have this as your wallpaper or your home screen. And so when I'm out somewhere and I'm talking to someone and I'm like, hey, yes, oh yeah, you should totally contact me. And then I'm like, oh, just scan my phone. Okay. So it's first of all, it's super cool. All right. It's so super geeky cool. Like, I love it so much. But also it's the no contact thing, with coronavirus. That's a big deal to a lot of people. Even if it's not to you, it might be to the person that you're talking to. So that's a great way of the no contact thing. But also it's just a way to automate things and streamline things. All right. And it's a great way to position yourself. Even if you're brand new and you've never been to a network marketing event, you can show this type of setup and it automatically looks like, whoa, this person really knows what they're doing. I want that. I need that type of system in my life. Okay, so if you can save a business owner time and money, that's it. That's all you have to do, is find a way to save them time and money and solve their problem. Okay. So Keck says, amazing, geeks unite. I'm all about it. I tell my family I am a proud nerd. I wear it loud and proud. Nerds rule the world. If I'm called a nerd because I love designing websites and doing all these marketing things and automating, and I don't care. I will wear the banner proudly. So all right, guys, that's all I have for you today. So I will see you back tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, go build it with Builderall. Have a good one. Bye.